In this video, I'm going to share with you how I am going to go from zero to $1 million in a year by selling online and how I'm mapping out this process. So, hi everyone, I'm Remy. I'm going to go from zero to $1 million in a year by selling online with a brand new digital offer. And in this episode, I wanted to talk to you about what I'm actually doing right now and how I foresee at least the next 3 to 6 months playing out in this year to $1 million. So the phase that I'm in right now is like the developmental stage. So this is the stage where I'm actually mapping out the offer, the actual product that I'm going to sell, and what needs to be in that, what is the big promise, the transformation and the outcome that the buyers are going to get from this, and that has to be really strong. So right now, mapping all of that out, fine tuning, trying to create the minimal viable product that does all of the things that it needs to do and gets people the results, without there being too much fluff and extra stuff in there, because I'm just an extra person and I like to give too much. So I'm trying to create like the simplest product that has the biggest results in the fastest time and at the right price for the buyers to come in and buy this life-changing product. So that's the phase I'm at right now, which is the developmental stage. I'm also, since I decided to document this whole entire process, I also have realized just how much work is involved with documenting everything that I'm doing and how many steps there are, because I'm trying to be on as many platforms as possible, because I need to reach as many new people as I can and bring them into my world, because this is a new offer. This is for a new ideal client. This isn't my current audience, right? Although there are going to be some people, I think a small part of my current audience will buy this new offer, but this really, I believe, is going to be me having to build a new audience. And again, I'm going to document and show you how I'm building that audience, how I'm speaking to that audience, what my messaging is. And so in this phase where I've kind of realized that there is so many steps to do, I'm also in my processing and systems phase. And by that, I'm literally looking at what are all the steps that I need to do as I'm documenting this? What are the steps I need to do when I'm going to be marketing and selling this thing, and putting systems in place right now? And so this week really has been looking at, all right, if you want to be in like 8 different places with like one piece of content, how can we do this in the least stressful way that's not going to take me time to do, and is really easy for me to hand over to somebody else to do? And I'm really lucky to have a VA that works with me. And so this week has been about putting all of those steps together, and handing those over to my VA to take over. Because in the ideal world for me, what would be great is if I could just record these videos and these podcasts, put them into a folder, and then know that she is then going to go and turn it into, like a YouTube video, a blog. She's going to update the hub. She's going to create some social media content for me so that I don't have to do all of those steps. And this week I went down a bit of a rabbit hole looking for like software tools that would do a lot of those processes. And there was one, maybe two that came close, but just didn't quite do all of the things. So there are tools that will, take your video and cut it up into clips for you. There are tools that will like transform your YouTube video into transcripts that you can use in your blogs and things like that. But there wasn't like one tool that could just do all of the things that I wanted it to do. Side note, I need to create that tool at some time in the future, like the ultimate creator tool that allows you to be like omnipresent everywhere by just using this one tool. So went down a rabbit hole and ended up deciding, look, doing this the manual way is the best way for me right now, but not me actually doing the work and me passing that work over to my VA. So I've been really systematizing and getting all of my, my SOPs and my processes nailed now at this early stage, so that I don't have to get caught up in the admin and I can just flow through this and actually get to the selling, create the damn thing, sell the damn thing, make $1 million in a year. That's what I want to be focused on, not all the extra additional admin. And just on that, I don't really believe that you can scale a business on your own. I think you can grow a business on your own, but I think certainly when you start to move into a scaling phase of your business, and I'm very quickly in a year growing a new business and scaling a new business, I believe you need to have people that help you along the way. I don't believe, well, I think you could do it. I mean, if we're being practical about this and literal about this, I think you could do it. You could scale a business on your own, but I think you'll be a very unhappy person, a very tired person, a person who's probably burned out or is about to burn out because you're carrying too much. Like there's just so many steps to this, that scaling a business, and this is just a takeaway that I think people really need to consider. I think anyone can start and grow an online business, but when you're at that phase, when you're ready to scale, like you need a team. You need people that can do their expertise bits in their areas, and you don't have to have your fingers in all the pies doing all of the things, because that will just break a person. And I don't want to get to next year and be a millionaire and just be burnt out and a corpse of myself. I want to be able to enjoy myself and live my life and be healthy and not be burnt out and tired and frustrated and aggy. That's not good for me. It's not good for my daughter, and it's not good for my dog, right? So, like, this is why I'm handing over work now at the early phase, thinking ahead. And there may be a couple of other people that I need to bring into this as well along the way. So that was just a side note. So I'm in the developmental phase of developing the actual product and then systematizing and processing. So that's where I am right now. And I did decide that this was going to start on March the 1st. And I think in my head, this is kind of the planning of what I was thinking of doing. Between March and April would be the build the product, create all of the marketing for this product, because come April, I want to be able to just sell in April to have a launch date for the first. That's what I was thinking. And I was also thinking that this year would start March the 1st. But I'm actually going to give myself a little bit of creative freedom here and say that my year in business is probably going to start from May the 1st. That's when the thing is built and when I start selling it. And I think this period between the start of March until the end of April, in my mind, is mapped out in this way. There's going to be 2 weeks in March where I build the thing. I'm not pre-selling this. I'm building and creating this thing so that 1st of March, we are good to go. And then the last 2 weeks of March are going to be me spent dialing in my messaging, creating that marketing content and getting everything scheduled. I want a whole month worth of content to be scheduled for all of April, so that I've got my traction marketing happening, but then I've also got that freedom in April to do some really cool, fun things that I'll be sharing with you along the way. That's really going to amplify getting the eyes of the right people to come in and to buy this thing that starts on March the 1st and is where I start making money for my $1 million year. So I'm going to say the launch date for this is May the 1st. And this next month really is the knuckle down time. And I'll be documenting all of this and bringing you along with me. So enjoy the ride.